Welcome back to the M&A Transaction Service YouTube channel. My name is Patrick O'Connell, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here today. Today's topic, we will be discussing 10 ways private buyers can successfully prepare, source, finance, and close on the deal and business of their dreams.
Today's tip, if you're looking to buy a small to medium business, and before we jump in, this is geared towards Main Street and lower middle market deals. Think transaction values of 1 million to 25 million. 10 steps to buy a business. 1, preparation. A key aspect before you begin your search is to identify what industries do you want to operate in, what actual businesses do you want to buy. Oftentimes, I work with searchers or folks who are looking to buy their first business or maybe second business, but they don't know where to start. 2, sourcing. Sourcing deals can be challenging depending on the economic conditions and the competition in the market. Places you can source, you could go directly to business brokers. These are individuals that represent these private businesses. Occasionally they work for larger firms or brokerages, such as Transworld. You can reach out to them directly via email. There's also platforms and sites such as SearchFunder, Acquire.com, BizBuySell has been around for a while. Those are ways you can source some of the deals you're interested in. Step 3, initial diligence. So when you identify companies that you like, often you'll have to reach out to the individual or owner. They may ask you to sign an NDA, very common in practice. Afterwards, they'll give you some company information, hopefully profit and loss statements, so you can understand the financial health of the business you want to buy. Step 4, if the business seems compelling enough, you want to put down an offer. Similar to real estate in the private business acquisition world, putting down an offer can be called a LOI, which is a letter of intent, or an IOI, which is an indication of interest. Do not overcomplicate it. All of these documents say is how much you would like to buy the business for, of what are the terms related to the business purchase, and are you willing to commit to a period of exclusivity? Often, if you're buying a business, you want to ensure that the owners allow you enough time to review the financials, bring in third-party providers to really take a deep dive in the business. So I often recommend 60 to 90 days for this exclusivity period. Step 5 is due diligence. So once an LOI or offer letter is accepted in step 4, we move into step 5, which is due diligence. During this phase, you will conduct a deep dive into the company's financials, understand the health of the business, and really ensure that you're making a sound investment. During this step, it is often recommended to leverage third-party providers such as quality of earnings providers. That is a role that I often help clients with. You could also leverage bringing in attorneys and other legal folks to do legal due diligence and whatnot. These key parties on your quote-unquote deal team are immensely valuable, and I always recommend them. Step 6, financing. So, in this step, how will you actually pay for the deal? We could make a whole nother episode on this, but essentially there's a few different vehicles. You could get an SBA loan, which is for deals under 5 million in transaction value. It's a program run by the government. Certain criteria are involved. Feel free to drop comments or messages. I'd be happy to explain that process. Other options of financing are you could do private lending, banks and other institutions. Depending on your experience and financial health, you may be able to get equity there. You may be able to get financing there. And then there's other private vehicles such as putting your own cash down and whatnot. Step 7, negotiating the purchase agreement. So after you move from the LOI phase, your due diligence is over, and you've secured financing to actually purchase the business. Now you need to negotiate exactly how much, how long, and what does the final purchase price look like. In this phase, leveraging a lawyer or an experienced M&A professional is highly recommended. Essentially, this document will outline the exact terms of how much cash you're giving to the owner, how long are the exclusivity periods, is there any non-competes so the owner can't operate in the same space, and other reps and warranties, which basically limit your liability after you begin and take over the business on day one. This is a very important stage, and I highly recommend leveraging experienced professionals who do this for a living, because they will be able to easily navigate you through this process and ensure that you eliminate, to the best of their ability, all of your risk when you move forward. Number 8, assuming the owner and seller is on board, you'll sign the purchase agreement, and from there, the transaction is effectively closed. You've successfully purchased a business, but there are 2 more steps. Step 9, transition period. Often, once you begin on day 1, you'll ask, and I always recommend, that the old owner stays on board for, say, 3 to 6 months to 1, serve as a mentor to you, 2, keep the business running as business as usual to ensure that the financial health doesn't suffer, but more importantly, you can quickly learn about the business and leverage their experience and ask them questions. Step 10, after that transition period is over, where you, as the new owner, is working directly with the old owner, after that, say, 3 and 6 month period is completed, the old owner will ride into the sunset, head on into retirement, whatever they were looking to accomplish. And from there, you become the full owner and hopefully are equipped with tools, knowledge, and resources to really propel your investment going forward. So that's the 10 steps on how to buy a private business. Thank you so much for listening. If you're a buyer and looking to buy a small business, I'd love to connect and learn more about what kind of acquisition you're looking to purchase and ways that I can support you. I've been doing this for over a decade, and I absolutely love helping entrepreneurs and small companies complete successful acquisition strategies, and I would love to support you. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments below, and I'd be happy to answer them. If you enjoyed this content, I would really appreciate if you could click that subscribe button and continue to support doing what I love to do.